We are live. Good morning. Hello, hello. What is up? Happy Wednesday, Trash Day Wednesday. What is up? Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Low Roller Scratcher is the first. What is up? Second for Victor. Good morning to you. Johnny Boy Cards in the house. John Evans. Good to have you back again. Abraham is fourth. And Low Roller says, I list 1,000 cards in one day, but you didn't list one freaking on. I don't know what that means. Good morning, David. So, what is up? Good morning. I'm on StreamYard this morning. Really, the only reason was because I was on Hobby Hotline last night. Check it out. Tracy Hackler was on. I didn't even talk because I was listening. I've never met Tracy, but his story is awesome, and he was an awesome guest host last night. So I was just listening, and I could hear him share his hobby wisdom throughout. So I had my computer set up already out here. I almost like put it back in. It was after 9:00, and I was going to put my laptop back in my card room, and it's like, wait, I'm going to be using it for Hobby Evolution before I go back to shipping, so I might as well just leave it here in the rec room. And then I just left all the internet tabs open, which you're probably not supposed to do, but I did it. So I open it up, and it's like, oh wait, StreamYard's on. It's like, I don't want to go through the hassle because it was $6.50. But here's the thing. Now that now that I've gotten my feet wet with StreamYard, I'm getting a little faster. Where if it's $6.50, I'm not concerned. Like back in the first few times I used StreamYard, it was a little difficult because I didn't know how to navigate and fill out all the things and change the thumbnail and make sure it's tweeted and make sure that the chat replay and all that stuff. Now I'm getting better. I'm getting faster. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to use StreamYard. I pay for the subscription. I might as well use it. So that's why I'm on StreamYard. And I really need to do StreamYard a little bit more. The only thing I didn't do any fancy like scroll tickers. I ran out of time this morning. But I wanted to do a Q&A Wednesday because number one, I didn't have another topic to talk about. Number two, I've had a few questions pop up on YouTube comments, and I do apologize. I'm slow responding to comments on the videos. I do need to get better at that. But I've seen a couple, so I want to talk about those. And if anybody has any questions, we'll just do a Q&A Wednesday. So Low Roller finished his thought. What does he say? Low Roller says, where was it? You list 1,000 cards in one day, but you didn't list one freaking hockey or soccer card. I didn't. And I won't. I'm closing in on 20,000 active listings. I was almost there last night, and I ended up getting sight. I mowed yesterday. By the way, update on Frank. Frank the neighbor is okay. So I was a little concerned. He had somebody mowing his lawn. What day is today? Monday, I think. I think somebody was mowing his lawn, and I'm like, I haven't seen Frank in a while. And somebody was mowing his lawn. So little out of character. It's happened in the past. So I thought maybe he was gone. But I was mowing my yard yesterday, keeping up with Frank. And I looked up, and he was standing in his back sliding glass door, supervising, probably watching to make sure I wasn't crossing the border into his yard, messing up his lines. So Frank is okay. He was up and standing and doing what Frank does best, overlooking the lawn. He's the lawn overlord. Lawn overlord. So Frank's okay. I think Frank's okay. Maybe he's not okay, but he's alive, and he's able to stand and look out over his backyard. So that's important. So I mowed, and I'm probably going to be like sniffing and maybe itching my eyes. It's that time of year where my seasonal allergies kick back in as things are dying. It's like when things thrive and grow, allergies, and then when they die off, allergies once again. So, George, what is up? Paige and Deanie Bean, good morning, San Diego. Jenny says, low roller, why do you bug him about hockey and soccer? He's clearly stated that's not his niche and he won't be doing it. Let's see. Dan, what is up? Low roller wants me to list hockey and soccer. That's like telling him to list baseball bats. It's not what he sells. Walmart doesn't sell vehicles because that's not their niche. Let's see. Dan says you have until October to get to 50,000 listings. You know, I was starting to think I'm never going to get to 50,000 listings because that was my initial goal when I started selling cards full time. I went live. I went live. I went full time. October 15th was my first day. So I had made a goal 50,000 active listings by October 15th, 2022. And I was zooming. And then all of a sudden it's like, damn, it's not zooming fast enough. Like 50,000 is a lot. And you know, I was stuck at like, basically I was getting ahead because I was selling so much. I was shipping and I was listing and I was shipping and I was listing, but I just wasn't, you know, I was selling so much, which is good. That's the goal, that I wasn't able to get ahead on listing. So I wanted something to turbo boost my listing. I found it in the Card Dealer Pro. And so I've gone from like 16,000 to 20,000 in about a week and a half. About a week. So I think that's going to supercharge me. I don't know if I'll be able to get to 50,000 by October 15th. Which, by the way, October 15th is the first day of the Midwest Premiere, the big card show in Rockford, Illinois. 250 tables. John and Mike and myself co-promoting the show. We're actually all meeting up at the venue. I've never been to the venue. They have been handling the venue. And so I'll be there. We're meeting there tonight to go over some final details. And just everything's signed, sealed, and delivered. It's just there's a couple questions we have at the venue. So we're going to be talking about that. So that's October 15th and 16th. It's a 2-day show. It's just outside of Rockford in Loves Park, Illinois, at the Indoor Sports Center. 250 tables, 2-day show. If you're familiar with where the National is held in Rosemont, so O'Hare Airport is on one side. The Donald Stevens Convention Center is on the other side of the interstate. If you hop on that interstate from the airport or from the convention center and go west 1 hour, you are in Rockford. So it's easy. So if you plan to fly in for the Midwest Premiere, October 15th and 16th, it's a quick drive from O'Hare to Loves Park, Illinois. It's 1 hour, all interstate the whole way. So looking forward to that big show. Speaking of shows, John and Mike run the show in Janesville, Wisconsin. I'll be there this Sunday, September 4th. I'll have my bargain boxes. I'll have some supplies, some card savers and penny sleeves. I think I'm going to take my low roller scratchers. Going to like this. I have a bunch of unopened Junk Wax era hockey and soccer packs. They won't sell on eBay, but I'm going to throw them in a box, 50 cents a pack. Those typically sell really well. I always am if I'm magnetized to Junk Wax packs. If I see a box with 50 cents per pack, I am digging through. I wouldn't buy hockey and soccer. I might. If there's other stuff in there that I would buy, I would probably buy one of each just for a nostalgia break that I would talk about and never do. Because that's what I do. Nostalgia breaks. Oh, this is a great idea. I'm going to buy all these nostalgic non-sports packs and then not open them. So that's what I do. So let's go back to the chat. If anybody has any questions, shoot them in the chat. So yeah, so 20,000, I'll get to 20,000 active listings today on eBay. And then what's the next milestone? 25,000. If I could do 25,000 by, like, let's see, it's going to be a fairly busy weekend. I'm going to be running out of listings through Card Dealer Pro. So another 5,000 would put me close to 25,000 by September. If I could get to 25,000 listings by September, let's call it the 20th, September 20th, I'd like to be at 25,000 listings. And then if I could get to 35,000, I think a good goal would be 35,000 listings by October 15th. That's going to really, it's going to be pushing me and pushing my Card Dealer Pro, but I need to list 10,000 per month with my subscription, paying $100 per month on Card Dealer Pro. So that's the goal. So October 15th, 35,000 listings. And actually, I'm going to push that back a couple days because I should do it by October 15th. October 15th, 35,000 listings. That's my revised goal for active listings, which if you would have said a month ago, what's your goal for October 15th now with active listings? And I would have said 20,000. And I don't even know, using the old method of File Exchange, and I was flying through listings on File Exchange, I don't think I would have been able to get to 20,000 by October 15th using File Exchange, because it was, I was treading water. I'm selling about 80 cards a day. So I just don't think I would have been able to list well above that to get an additional 4,000 listings from where I was at a month ago. Low Roller wants to know, actually, this is a good question. We're going to show that. There we go. That's the beauty of StreamYard. Low Roller asks, do you ever use Center Stage app? You can scan your sports cards in your phone. The best part is it's free. You can use the app by going to the dollar box in Card Show. Yes, I do. I actually enjoy the Center Stage app when I use it. So I first learned about the Center Stage app on Jeremy Lee's Sports Cards live show several months ago. He had the creator of Center Stage on, and so I downloaded it. I'm like, damn, this is pretty good. It doesn't work well, just like with any AI. And I know people get frustrated because if you have a pile of 10 cards and they're all serial numbered or color refractors. Colors, it's okay, but once you get into serial numbers, and it's not as good. The one thing that and I'm sure it's gotten better, and maybe I just need to navigate it better, is sometimes in the prices it has like slabs. So I'm using the Jerry Rice rookie because that was I think I sold it. I sold it like a week ago. But it's a base non-graded Jerry Rice rookie card. That type of stuff works great. But AI has not caught up to serial numbers, and that's just the way it is. As the AI gets more intelligent, and it'll get there. So that's the only knock I have. But yes, it's far better than going to eBay, typing in and sorting through it. I do say don't, just like with any comp, don't just blindly go in and, this Jerry Rice rookie sold for $175. Well, it might have been a PSA 9. Just make sure it's raw grade, say if maybe it's a $5 Jerry Rice card, because you go in, it's not in the title, but it's a reprint. And then, or it's like only half the card is there. So just with anything, do your due diligence in checking the comp to make sure it's accurate within Center Stage when it shows you. So basically, and you don't even have to click a button. You just open the app, and I don't know. Can you see it? It says, it would like access to my camera. No, I don't want notifications. So it's been a while. So okay, so it's gonna ask. So I've got actually I opened a blaster. I opened a few blasters of Bowman U football yesterday. I pulled one auto out of the 3 boxes. How about that autograph? T dash T dash. This is Toa Tua. He's a running back. I'm not sure where he plays. Based on the uniform, it could be mini. I don't know. Kansas State would be my guess, but I don't know. I guess I could Google it. Let's Google Toa Tawa. Which, by the way, college football kicked off this past weekend, but we've got some games tomorrow night. Many of the big games are on Saturday. And when I say big games, actually, I think there is one or two big, what you would consider big games between top 25 teams, but a lot of cupcakes. Like here in town, Wisconsin, the Badgers, they're playing Illinois State. Okay, my internet's slow. But anyway, so I'll go to center stage. I don't think this is going to be a good example to use on center stage because it's an autograph. So I'm gonna. Okay, so did it? I guess I do have to click. For a while, I was just. So it does come up. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that this actually works. So center stage app, Toa Tua. It actually brought up the comps. Now, this is why you have to check. It says 99 cents. So, did it actually sell for 99 cents August 26th, which was 5 days ago? So, you can click on the link. I'm not on the Wi-Fi. So there it is. So there's the link to the eBay listing. You can go in. It's still loading, but that gives you the details. Why was it 99 cents? It was probably an auction. Let's see. It says it's son of a come on. Holy cow. I'm going to actually switch to my Wi-Fi because my data is not working. I don't know why I had data. Sometimes as you know, sometimes the Wi-Fi is not up to par in here. That's why I switched to data. Okay, so here we go. So, and that's why you have to go in. So it sold for 99 cents plus $5 shipping. So this actually sold for $6. There were 2 bids on it. What's the description? I just want to see if this description says where he plays football. It does not. 99 cents was the winning bid, but it actually sold for $6 shipped. So that's pretty fair. I'm not going to list it right now. I'm going to wait until they actually play. I don't know anything about this player, but that's an example of a Bowman card. Kenny Pickett, I'll list because he's in the NFL. He's playing. His cards are selling. But some of the college guys, I'm going to hold. Most of the college guys non-base. I'm just holding on to until the season actually starts. The base cards I listed about 400 singles from the base set earlier this week. Just in the anticipation of college football season. And I've sold quite a few already. Royals 417 in the house. Good morning to you. Paige and Deanie Bean says, how many baseballs behind you and most interesting story to one? Ooh, that's a great question. Paige and Deanie Bean actually asked this question, was it yesterday or last night in the Hobby Hotline chat? And I think you said scratch because I had an itchy nose because I had just mowed and my allergies were bothering me. So I was scratching my nose a lot. I scratched my nose, but that was not 100. I think you guessed 120 or 125. There's actually 240 baseballs along the ball wall, which is about half my collection. I have over 500 total signed Cubs baseballs. Most interesting story. There's so many. That's what I like about the ball wall. The baseball cards, I'm looking over it on my shelf, which has like my best cards. Most of them don't have an interesting story as far as how I attained them. My Javi Baez autograph, Bowman Chrome, that's on the shelf. That has a great story because a lot of awesome friends that I met through YouTube and Twitter gifted me that Javi Baez, which is on the shelf. But all the other ones, it's like I bought that one in 1887 Old Judge. It's cool because it's from 1887, but I bought it on eBay. There's a T202 triple folder. Bought it at the National. The Joe Tinker. I can't remember what kind that is, but bought it at the National. Three Fingers Brown, bought it at the National. So a lot of the stuff, it's just like, eh. But with my baseballs, most of these were signed in person. So most of them have somewhat of a story attached. Now, some of them have, maybe it was a minor league game, because there are some minor league guys I haven't, like, with the price of supplies rising so much, I don't want to spend so much, because I don't have, if I buy more plastic cases, I don't have any space to put them. So I do want to add a couple more shelves or cases when I move, and have a bigger ball wall. But there's a lot of stories that go with them. Like some of the minor league ones, it's just like, oh, thank you. But speaking of minor league, there is one, and he's battled some injuries lately. David Bote. Now, David Bote was never a top 30 organizational prospect with the Cubs. He never hit. To my recollection, he never hit a top 30 prospect ranking when he was in the system. But he was one of those guys. He spent 2 years in the Midwest League. He grinded through the Midwest League, and then he got promoted. And then he got promoted from high A to double A. And it's like, whoa, David Bote is in double A. And then all of a sudden he gets promoted to triple A. And then he gets called up in his rookie year. He hits a walk-off grand slam on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. And then 2 weeks later, he hit a 10th inning walk-off home run. I was in attendance for that game against the Cincinnati Reds on a Friday afternoon. But David Bote, when he played for, I believe it was the Kane County Cougars, they were playing in Beloit, which is the closest minor league affiliate to me. And I get like all the players on the sweet spot, because I'm a hoarder when it comes to Cubs cards and Cubs autographed baseballs. And so I was, asking them to sign on the sweet spot, because it was the only, autograph on the ball that I was going to get. And David Bote goes, I always hand it to them with the sweet spot facing, so they just kind of know I want you to sign on the sweet spot. But some guys just automatically flip it to the side panel. Now, some do it just because, I don't know if they think it drives the value down of the ball, or if because historically the sweet spot has been meant for the manager. So on like team signed balls. But I just want one signature per ball. I don't like a lot of signatures on a ball. So I just like one. And so David started to flip it to the side panel. I'm like, oh, can you sweet spot it? And he like looked up at me in like shock. And he goes, you want me to sweet spot it? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, I don't think I've ever signed on the sweet spot. And that was it was something that I always remembered. And it's like, I like this guy. That's never been said to me. And all the times I've collected minor league autographs and autographs, nobody's ever made a comment like that. And then he thanked me. I thanked him, but he thanked me. So I remembered that. So I always had that, like whenever he was promoted to the next level in the minor leagues, it was always like a cheering moment. It's like, that's the guy that was shocked that he wanted somebody wanted his signature on a sweet spot. So that always like resonated with me. And so I was like cheering him on every level he was promoted to, and finally got the call. And then he has this outstanding rookie season. The Cubs locked him down to a 5-year deal a year or two ago, but he's been battling some injuries. So that's a cool story. I've shared the story of Justin Grimm at the Cubs convention. It was like late Friday night after like the Kerrywood fundraiser. There's a group of about 6 of us in the hotel where the current players were staying. And he walks through. He's like, sorry, guys, not tonight. And he gets to the elevator. And then all of a sudden he turns around and comes back, and he was with his wife. And he goes, my wife said I should sign for you guys. So it's like, all right, Mrs. Grimm. And then speaking of the fundraiser, Trevor Cahill, who spent a couple of years, there's always like one player that's like an awesome bartender. So the Kerrywood fundraiser is the first night of the Cubs convention. It's not part of the convention. It's separate, and it's a charity fundraiser for Kerrywood's foundation. And he has players and former players and celebrities tend bar. And it's really cool because it's the first year I went, Kyle Schwarber was in the minor leagues, and Kyle Schwarber, like I had a beer with Kyle Schwarber. It was Kyle Schwarber and Pierce Johnson, who was a pitching prospect. And they were like minor league guys just there, like taking it all in. And they're just drinking Bud Lights with the rest of us. The lead singer of the Plain White Tees standing right next to me, just having a drink because they would perform most every year. Schwarber actually got up on stage with the Plain White Tees and took part in Hey There, Delilah. So that's a really cool event. But there's always like one bartender that sticks out because they're like just having a good time and probably drinking too and just very like outgoing. Trevor Cahill was that guy, and I can't remember what year it was. Might have been 2017. And so by the end of the night, like he stayed, like usually they do shifts of like 30 minutes. But Trevor Cahill stayed like the whole time. And by the end of the night, we were chanting MVP because he was the bartender MVP. So I had him sign a baseball, Trevor Cahill, and he signed it, inscribed bartender MVP. So people, if they see like bartender MVP, what in the hell does that mean? Yeah, it was you had to be there moment. But there's always Jason Mott, who spent a year with the Cubs. He was a bartender MVP. Who else was really good? Miguel Montero. Holy crap. He was one of the best bartenders. So it's a really fun time. I'm going to miss it because I don't know if they're going to do it. I don't know if they're going to do Cubs convention again. And that's when you get, all those players aren't going to be in the same place, in January. So those are a few stories. You asked for one. I gave you, some bonus. So 240 baseballs behind me. Jenny says you're better off having a goal of 90 days sold versus active. If you can't get to active, means you're really winning in business. That is true. That is true. The goal is, and in my thought process behind like 50,000 was because that's how I push myself. And what I mean by that is I use my daily sell-through rate to calculate out and project what my sales will be. And that's what when I started the business, before I started the business, I wanted, can I do this? And, it's going to be some slow growth, especially in the first year. But eventually, I'll get to where I want to be. And so I use, my motivation is using projections based on 50,000 listings. If my sell-through rate is 0.5%, and if I sell 0.5% of 50,000 listings on a daily basis, I'm generating, X amount of sales per day. So what is that? 50,000 times 0.5%. That's 250 sales per day. And that's really pushing my limits from a shipping standpoint. 250 cards per day. Because some orders aren't just, one card, it's pulling. I can hammer through like, what did I do? 56 in 1 hour. But sometimes there's cards where it's like, okay, it's not in its spot. And I spend 5 minutes looking for a card. Not ideal. But it does happen. So that's why my goal is 50,000, because that's the projection I used. If I can get to 50,000, if I can sustain a 0.5% sell-through rate, it's dipped. I've sold, and the reason it's dipped is I've listed so many cards in the last week that sell-through rate's gonna drop significantly. And it will, just the more volume you have, the lower your sell-through rate's going to go. It's just, and especially when you're dealing with low dollar cards, because I can show you that I sold a 1991 Upper Deck Dan McGuire, and that doesn't mean that I'm selling one every day. If I list 20 of them, I might only sell 2 in a year. But you never know what's going to sell. Everything eventually sells, I think, if it's priced right. So, but that's why my goal is 50,000. It's because of the projections, and it's a motivator for myself. And it's like, okay, my numbers currently aren't where I want them to be, but once I get to 50,000, this is where I'm going to be. And as long as I keep grinding, I'll get to that goal. Low Roller says, I'll get to 50,000 if you list hockey and soccer. I do, but I have far more baseball and football. So I'm just going to list those. Herman says, good morning. What's up, Herman? Mark Hoyle is with us. Good morning, Mark. Dan says, you saw my memory of seeing Cubs games on at my friend's house when I was in grade school and the memories it brings back. What do you think when you see early to mid 90s games on YouTube? Sometimes I watch them. Sometimes I get bored and, I don't want to listen to hobby talk. I don't want to listen to true crime podcasts. I don't want to listen to old wrestling videos. And it's like, I miss Harry Carey's voice, Harry Carey and Steve Stone. And so I'll throw on, because there are some 80s and 90s games on YouTube. About a month ago, I was watching a game from, I think it was the 89 season, the Cubs 89 season where they won the division. So yeah, I love listening to old Cubs games. My friend Scott, the former Cubs employee Scott, when we took his 75 Topps box to get wrapped at Baseball Card Exchange, he has like a bunch of radio broadcasts of Cubs games going back to the 70s. And so he put them on his iPad, put it on shuffle. And so it was basically by inning. So we'd be listening to a 1976 game, and what's cool is it had commercials with it too. And so it'd be like the second inning of a Cubs Expos game in 1976. And then we'd listen to that inning, and then it would shuffle, and then it would be a 1998 game with who was on the radio broadcast. Pat Hughes might have been. I think Pat Hughes was in 98, and go back to like 1984 for the next one. So I love listening to old Cubs games, but it's not something that I like. I'm not going to sit on my couch, being a couch person. I'm not going to sit on my couch and watch a game. But I may have one in the background. I really don't watch, and actually I don't really watch much. I don't sit on the couch and watch really any shows. Very few. I'm always doing something else, but I'll have it on the TV in the background, just basically as background noise. Cooter is with us. His coffee is hot and tasty. Mine is getting warm, lukewarm, but still tasty. That is good to hear. We were going to have to check on your well-being. We were going to have to check on Frank and Cooter. Frank is okay. Cooter is okay. All is well in the world. Jenny got about 200 cards listed on TCDB for trade yesterday. And here we go. I dedicated an hour to my Cubs on Monday. Yesterday I mowed, and I was on Hobby Hotline last night, so I didn't get a chance to have my Cubs time. Today, I'll be heading down to Rockford for the venue for the Midwest Premiere, which is coming up October 15th and 16th. So I will not have my hour dedicated to Cubs. Let's see. Dan says, let's say 40,000 by Halloween. That's doable. That's doable because, and here's why I'm being strategic with what I think I can do. I can do them really fast, but I want to stay at that 10,000 per month scan for Card Dealer Pro. So I get 10,000 per month, which is 5,000 every 2 weeks, 2,500 every week. So I think I can get there. I can get to 35,000 by October 18th. And then once October 18th hits, I'll get that new 10,000 allotment. So then I can hammer out, and it's roughly 2 weeks to Halloween. So I can hammer out another 5,000 by Halloween and get to 40. So I think I can get to 40,000 by Halloween. And then by Thanksgiving, I should be at, that's the end of November. Yeah, I'll be able to get to 50,000 by, if all things are equal and continue at the rate they are, I should be able to hit that 50,000 by Thanksgiving, which is only 5 weeks after my initial goal, which A month ago, it was not looking like I would get anywhere close. I didn't even think I would get to 20,000 active listings by October 15th, let alone 25 or 40, or even close to my goal of 50,000. So, yeah, I think 50,000 by Thanksgiving is doable. 40,000, 35,000 by October 15th, 40,000 by Halloween. I should write this down just to keep myself motivated. And then 50,000 by Thanksgiving. Zach and Porter, what is up? Good morning. Zach is boarding a flight. We'll watch later. Safe travels to you. Victor is, I'm close to giving up on Center Stage app. The concept is cool, but too inconsistent and buggy. It is inconsistent, and I think with over time, it will improve. I don't use it that much because, and the reason I don't use it that much is because I don't really comp much. What I will say, though, the AI caught like a potential $40 mistake on my part. I was scanning. I was going through a bunch of rookie cards. There's Victor, the rookie card specialist. I had a bunch of like 2017 to 2021 Topps base rookies, and it's doing its. This is Card Dealer Pro. Card Dealer Pro is doing its thing. It's processing. I export to the CSV file, and I'm going through just double checking to make sure it's accurate. And it comes across Jordan Montgomery, who's pitching lights out now with the Cardinals, former Yankee. His rookie, I believe, was in 2017. And it says vertical SSP. And I'm like, oh, that can't be right. Because this was, by the way, this was an old quarter box. This was like a retired 25-cent box that sat at every show that I did last year, 15, 16 shows, and super short print. Here I am, the guy that's pulling these $40 cards out of 25-cent boxes, these super short prints. But guess what? That's how it happens. We buy in bulk. People miss them. No, more people miss them. They get in a 25-cent box, and then the vultures come in. Like me, I'm a vulture. So Jordan Montgomery, super short print. I'm like, I'm going to double check, get on eBay. I don't think there was one listed. I did a sold. There was one that sold like 5 days ago. It sold for like $35. I'm like, hey, I'm going to list it for 40. And I did. Jenny told me that my best offers haven't been working on Card Dealer Pro. So there must be a glitch, not a glitch with them, a glitch with me. So there's probably a setting that I'm missing, or I just don't have the appropriate field clicked. So the AI on Card Dealer Pro caught a super short print that I would have had no idea. It would have been a $1.50 card in my eBay store, and somebody would have scooped it up in 30 seconds. But the AI caught it, so it's like, oh, change the price. We're listing this one for 40. And I do need to change that to I need to get the best offers going forward. Let's see. Jenny says, I only wonder about the best offer thing with Card Dealer Pro. I think that's just a glitch. In fact, let me go into my batches here. I'm on StreamYard, so I might as well share my screen. Let's see. Share. We want a tab. Share screen. Let's see. Chrome tab. Card Dealer Pro. Let's share that pupper. That puppy. Share that puppy. Okay. Where are we at? Okay. So this is good. Let's do this though. Can you see that better? Okay. So we're in Card Dealer Pro. Actually, you don't need to see me in the background. Let's make the screen all the way big. Even better. Okay. So we're going to open. So this is the latest batch I did, and I title it 8M. The reason I title it 8M, by the way, is because that is the box 8 tab M. So that's why I name it. So we're in spreadsheet view. So this is all of the fields that you can fill out. And we got, okay, start price. Oh, it is a glitch. because it says best offer, yes, and it's not. And I'm going to make note of that because I think that's a glitch on their end. I think yes is not a proper term. I think it's got to be best offer accepted. So thank you, Jenny, for bringing that up. I wonder if I can find a file exchange. I wonder if I can go into my eBay and bring up and upload just to. So here's what I do if I come across something like this, I can cross-reference to my file exchange. And this is why it helps to have, it's not necessary, but it helps to have a background knowledge on how eBay's file exchange works. And it's not just with spreadsheets with the CSV, but it's with just knowing the terms that eBay needs. So I'm going to download the source file for this. Oh shit. Oops, sorry. Apologies for the foul language. Let's go to an older one because that's going to be all file exchange 8B. Okay, so a lot of my latest ones are so that okay. I've got to go through. Okay, batch. Okay, those are all batches from Card Dealer Pro. There's more tests. Okay, file exchange. Okay, so now we're back in July. So let's download this source file. Okay. Oh, and you're just seeing the Card Dealer Pro screen. Okay, I wonder if now, let's remove that. Okay, now we're back here. Now, stop screen, share screen. Can I share my, let's see. Let's do window. Let's see if this works. So this is me in on the fly. Apologies to Mike and Ty. On the fly figuring out StreamYard. Okay, opening Excel. Oh, okay. So it's going to open my window. So it's opening the file. So basically, within Card Dealer Pro, Jenny brings up a good point about the accepted offers. Jenny brings up a good point, and it does appear. I thought it was on my end, but it appears to be within Card Dealer Pro, and I think it's just the language they use. Okay, so on my screen, you see this is a file exchange that I just used using the simple file exchange. So let's go up to the top. And so these are the categories. So we've got action, custom label, category. We want best offer. And this could also be something that you can change yourself within Card Dealer Pro format, fixed price, duration. Where's best offer? I don't think yes is acceptable within eBay. Oh, son of a B. Where are we at? So shipping cost, refund, returns. So this is all shipping related. Location, postal code, duration, format, description, gallery type, pick. Best offer enabled. Okay. So it's got to be a numeric code. Excuse me. So it's got to be, so it looks like within Card Dealer Pro, it is giving a yes when it should be a 1. So 1 denotes best offers enabled. 2 will denote no. So Jenny, thank you for bringing that up because now I know. And I'm going to type that into my notepad so I can send a note to Card Dealer Pro. Best offer, yes, equals 1. So every once in a while, and the reason some things happen like this is every once in a while, eBay does updates within what terms are accepted for their within file exchange through eBay. There was one recently that was, gosh, what term was it? I think it was graded, and it went from a simple like yes, no, or it went to a simple yes, no, but prior it was not professionally graded was the term that you had to put in. And of course, if you work with spreadsheets, it's got to be exact. So it was like capital N, not no space, capital P professionally, no space, capital G graded. And then they changed it to a simple yes, no, which is much simpler. You would think yes, no would be better than 1, 2. I don't like the numeric values assigned, but I'm going to try changing that. I'm going to do an upload actually right after I finish here. I want to go upstairs and finish an update that I was going to do last night and change it to 1, and we'll see if it does work. Then I'll reach out to the guys at Car Dealer Pro and Collects and let them know. So thank you, Jenny, because I didn't, until Jenny messaged me last night, I had no idea that my best offers were not being accepted or enabled. And then I looked and I'm like, oh crap, they're not. Jenny says, I did give up on Center Stage till it gets some more glitches figured out. I went to show a guy how it worked with a baseball card and it brought up a golf card and kept doing that. I ran into that same issue. I was at a card show in Rockford a few months ago, like right after I discovered it, and I was just itching to share it with somebody. And it was a base card it was like a Michael, or was it Tiger Woods? I don't know. It was some card that it's like, okay, this should work. And it brought up like a different sport. And I tried it a second time. And then it's like, so my sales pitch at the end, in which I'm not getting paid or any residuals. So it's not like I was out at it's really cool. You should check it out. It's not working right now, but just trust me, it's a cool app. Let's see. Where are we at? Baseball card Curmudgeon, what is up? Good morning to you. Curmudgeon has tried Center Stage and it rarely pulled up the right card for me. It is. And I was shocked. I tried this. I didn't think, based on my history with Center Stage, I didn't think it would work. And it actually pulled up the correct card for this Bowman U Chrome Auto Toa Tua. So it surprised me in a good way with that one. Cooter says he has about a 20% success rate on Center Stage. Even if Center Stage was good, I wouldn't use it at a card show. Seems to me no different than the seller pulling every card up for comps. And that's the thing. Like, if it doesn't work on the first try, it's faster just to type into eBay. Go into your eBay app, search, sold, boom. Because at least, otherwise you're standing there and you're scanning it. Oh, try to get a different angle. Nope, still not working. So it's a great concept. In practice, it's the success rate's not great, but as it improves over time, the success rate will climb. Hopefully, nobody for Center Stages. Hopefully nobody else comes in and tries to go into that market for Center Stages chances. Let's see. George says, if you got Austin Riley and Julio Rodriguez, get them listed. That's about all I'm selling. J-Rod is hot, man. Julio Rodriguez is selling. I think I've sold out all of my Julio Rodriguez. Austin Riley's a good one. I didn't know Austin Riley was a hot seller at the moment, so I will check that out. Jenny has some Riley rookies in her stack. Abraham says, what was your favorite baseball card as a kid? Let's see. Probably my very first favorite card was the 89 Topps Ty Griffin. And then the 89 Peoria Chiefs Ty Griffin card. Because I got that set, the Peoria Chiefs team set, for my, what was it? Would have been my 7th birthday. Yeah, 7th birthday. From ABC Collectibles in Moline, Illinois. And then my favorite the following year would have been the 1990 Score Earl Cunningham. I was a prospector before it was cool. Actually, it was pretty cool to collect rookies back in 89 and 90. Earl Cunningham, 90 Score. Met him at the Knights of Columbus card show in Kewanee, Illinois. He was playing for the Peoria Chiefs. Got his autograph. Blue Sharpie on a 90 score. My parents let me put it on a display on the top. Remember those big, like, wooden oak entertainment centers, like, that were all the rage in the late 80s and early 90s? So, of course, we had one of those. And my parents let me put right next to my dad's car show trophies, car without the D. My dad did car shows. I did card shows. I had that Earl Cunningham 90 score, blue Sharpie autograph. We didn't have air conditioning in our house. We had, like, in fact, when I was growing, we didn't even have a window. We had window units in our bedrooms, but, like, the rest of the house was, like, flipping hot, humid, which is not good for baseball cards. Fortunately, I didn't have, like, any good ones. So except for my Earl Cunningham 90 score signed in blue Sharpie, and it was in it might have been in a screw down holder, and, like, moisture got into it, and when I opened it up, it basically like ripped in half, kind of like the like half the front was ripped off from the moisture from being in a hot, humid house, and so I had to throw it away. And Earl Cunningham, like, never signs, and so it's super hard to find. You'll find a few on eBay, but I wanted a 90 score signed in blue Sharpie, and I've talked about it. I was looking for 15 years for a 90 score Earl Cunningham signed in blue Sharpie. I had somebody trade me, like, a 90 Topps signed in ink, like blue ink or black ink, which is cool, but it wasn't the 90 score signed in blue Sharpie. And somebody reached out to me on Twitter a couple years ago, and they're like, hey, you might be interested in this listing. And somebody had it listed, had 3 of them. So I sent them an offer, bought 2 of them. And the third one sold like not long after I bought the 2 of mine. So that was probably, for a long time, that was my favorite. And then cards that I didn't have that I, like, always aspired to have. The 86 Topps traded Bobby Bonilla, even though he was a White Sox. That was one of my favorites as a kid. The 62 Topps Lou Brock rookie card, that was like my white whale as a kid, because it was way out of my price range. And the 1977 Topps Big League Brothers card of Rick and Paul Russell. Because remember, back in 1990, we didn't have the internet. I saw pictures of these cards in Beckett magazine or, whatever, but I never saw them, like, at the card shop, because the card shops were all selling Ty Griffin, Earl Cunningham, and Greg Jeffries and Todd Van Poppel. Like, ooh, all the new shiny stuff, like Todd Van Poppel and Kevin Moss and Greg Jeffries. They didn't have, like, the old crusty 70s stuff. Sorry, John. So it was always like I'd never seen one in person before. So those are people ask me, what's your favorite? And I list like 8. I don't have just one. George says sold about 8 to 10 Riley rookies in the last month for $4 to $5 each almost instantly. Oh, that's good to know. I will have to keep an eye out on my Austin Riley cards. Card Hobbyist, what is up? StreamYard, nice. There's John. How many soccer balls and hockey pucks do you have signed? I am low on hockey pucks and soccer balls. Oh, crap. Where was I at? I'm looking. The reason I did Q&A Wednesday was because I had a couple comments asking questions, and I'm almost an hour in, and I haven't even reached them yet. So I'll get to those here in a second. So let's finish up the chat. Where are we at? Card Hobbyist says only 6 thumbs up. Please hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. There's Kyle. He added some more NASCAR. Thank you, Kyle. So Low Roller Scratcher, I'm surprised he hasn't mentioned that I sold a Jeff Gordon and a Matt Kenseth NASCAR cards. I'm surprised he wasn't telling me to list more NASCAR. So thank you, Kyle. Terry says any day that you list more than you sold is a win. Ed says got to run. I'll catch the rest on replay. Have a great day. You as well. Jenny says on phone, YouTube, it's video and live chat right under it. There's no hit the thumbs up on there. Just so you guys know that ask for people to hit the thumbs up. People are probably on phones in the morning. I tried out Card Dealer Pro yesterday. The AI is pretty accurate, but the desktop app is pretty wonky for scanning with a flatbed. So here's what I do. I do not use the app. I do not use the desktop app. I don't use the Collects app. So what I do is I scan them to a folder on my desktop, and then I go in and I can show you. Let's stop and share. We want to share the Card Dealer Pro screen. So here's what I do. Let me go back to make sure. Okay. So we can go to batch. So carddealerpro.com, go to batches. So you're going to create a batch. Let's see if I can go to an existing batch. Okay. So this is my batch 8M. So say this batch is empty. There's no cards in it. So you want to add cards. I do not use the app. I use the web version. Go to add cards. And then you'll want to go to upload card images. And if you can do front and back, I just do front images only on my cheapies. And then you can go to images, and then I have a folder. It's not on this computer, but say this is my folder, and then you just click and drag all of your listings, hit upload, and then it uploads. And I did somebody, I don't know if it was on YouTube or Twitter, but they said that was much faster than using the web app or the desktop app. So I upload, I scan them through my scanner and then save them to a folder on my desktop. And then I go into the website within the batch, upload, and it's pretty fast that way. Let's see. John says, how long will you continue with HH? I don't know. Let's see. Jenny says you need to get your TCDB want list updated with vintage twins, not just hockey and soccer. Card Hobbyist says, I noticed there is no quantity field in Card Dealer Pro. I have not noticed that. Let's see. Herman says, I still want to know how you do that. Let's see. John says, Jenny just sent Bo's Day sideways. On eBay side, it is best offer on or off. I wonder if it needs that terminology. I think it's a spreadsheet. It's spreadsheet terminology. If that makes sense, it probably doesn't. But at this point in time, it needs to be a numeric 1 or 2 value, just to match up with eBay's back end. Let's see. Herman says, had someone offer $1 on a 150 Griffey, checked his eBay store, and he has a ton of Griffey cards listed for ridiculous prices. Dollar cards at $15.99. That's funny. Paul Carl Cards in the house. Good morning to you. John says, I've used Center Stage to try to identify cards. Would scanning the back lead to more success? I don't know. I've never scanned the back. It might. I'm going to try it on this Toa Tua. Now, it did work. The front did work. Oh, wrong app. Let's see if I scan the back. Scan the back. Take a pic. Oh, the back did not work. So just for reference, I scanned this Bowman U Chrome Auto Toa Tua. I scanned the front and it worked. It brought up Toa Tua. There's one sold a few days ago. But I just scanned the back and it brought up a Bowman U Basketball Lava Refractor Marcus Bagley. So the front worked and the back didn't. So it's batting 500, which is not good, which 50% is not good. It is in baseball. It's not on Center Stage app. Seems the fronts are shiny. That sometimes confuses the app, it seems. Yes. So if you do have, if they're within Center Stage, if there's like glitches, take it at a different angle. And sometimes that works. Sometimes it throws on a completely different card. But yeah, if you angle it different, lighting depends on how the lighting is. John says you can hit the thumbs up on the phone, just need to exit the live chat. Clunky, but there. Badgers, question mark. We don't need no stinking Badgers. So I had some questions that the reason I wanted to do a Q&A was because I had not replied to them within YouTube. So Shag25 asked, are those considered one listing or 250? And that was on my video, how to create a variation listing with the dropdown. And this is a common question that people are asking when it comes to variation listings. It only counts as one listing. So you can list 200 cards from, say, Bowman U football. Say I list all 200 base cards out of the set. I don't know how many cards are in the set. Say there's 200. I list 200 in a drop down. You can buy card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. That counts as one listing. However, it does go against your monthly allotment for like sales. So if you sell, say you're only allowed to sell, I don't even know what a common one is, say 100. I'm sure it's more than that. If you're only allowed to sell 100 cards, you can list the variation. But if you sell 100, you can't sell anymore because you've reached your limit. So whatever that limit is. So it does count against your sales on a monthly basis, but it does not count 200 listings as 200 listings. It'll count it as one variation listing, but then it does count your sales. I didn't do a very good job explaining that. We'll see. What was the other question? We've got some bots that are speaking Russian. Kevin P asks, which Card Dealer Pro subscription level are you using? Looks like their highest level is 25,000 scans. Seems like you would reach that pretty quick at the rate you're going. So right now I'm starting with 10,000. And so my subscription runs out, my first month runs out September 18th, and I'm halfway through. Yeah, so I will probably reach the 10,000 allotment before September 18th. We'll see how it goes. And if once winter hits, I'm not going to be outside mowing the lawn. I'm not going to be going to Cubs games. I'm going to be spending a lot more time at home. So I'll probably have a lot more time to list and ship and list. So we'll see. So, by winter, I might have to upgrade to 25,000. I have a feeling before the end of the year, I'll be at that 25,000 scan per month. And you can buy extra. So you can buy, so say I go ham this week, and I finish out my 10,000. It's like, I want to upload more. You can, let's see, where's it at? Is it in settings? I'm on the dashboard. Let's just click upgrade to get more. Yes, here it is. So I've used 4,570 of my 10,000, so I can list 5,000, or I can upload 5,430 more. So I could either upgrade to the 25,000, or you can buy an additional 1,000 scans for $20. Or you can buy an additional 5,000 scans for $50. You can buy 1 million scans for $5,000. Wouldn't that be cool? You could buy 100,000 scans for $600. An additional 25,000 is $200. But I think that is that how much yeah, I guess it would cost that much. It's basically the price of the subscription, I think. $200 for a month for 25,000 scans. So that, yeah. So I will probably, I'll probably just stick to my, my 10,000 for this month, and then 10,000 next month, and then we'll go from there. I've got a sneeze coming on. Martin, good morning. No Packers games? No, I hate the Packers. I'm a Bears fan, and I'm not. I've only been to 2 NFL games. One was at Lambeau Field, Bears Packers. And the other game I was at was the St. Louis Rams against the New Orleans Saints in like 2000. What year was that? 2004 or 5. And I was in a suite both games. I have never been to an NFL game. in a seat. I've been in a suite. All two NFL games I've been to, but it's just I don't like cold weather, so I don't want to go sit out in the cold and watch football. So let's see where I think there was one other. Oh, Steve says, and he said you can mention it tomorrow morning, and I think I missed that comment the other day. So Steve says, how do you scan Chrome cards? Can mention it tomorrow morning. So I've found that the Fujitsu, and I use the Fujitsu 7030. It scans Topps Chrome okay, but it's the Panini Mosaic and Prism that it does not scan well. So whatever glossy, shiny surface they use, it does not work well with the scanner. So Bowman Chrome and Topps Chrome. Now it's kind of like risk aversion. I'm not going to send a $50 card in a plain white envelope. I'm not going to put a $50 card through the scanner. The same reason I'm not going to send a $50 card in a plain white envelope. It's all about risk. Now, am I going to send a $2 card in a plain white envelope? Hell yeah. Am I going to scan a $2 Bowman Chrome card in the scanner? Yeah. So it's kind of that. So Topps products, I found that Chrome scans okay in the Fujitsu, but Prism and Mosaic cards and Optic do not scan well. Paul says that pricing is pretty brutal. I'm getting 60,000 scans per month for 200 with Chrono Card. Wow. Does Card Dealer Pro count relisted unsold eBay listings as scans? No. They do not link to eBay. So Chrono Card, I think, has a link to eBay. Basically, Card Dealer Pro is completely separate. Where are we at? Okay. Card Dealer Pro is completely separate from eBay. There is no link whatsoever between Card Dealer Pro and eBay. So I know, some people don't want, I don't want them to access, whatever. I don't want this app to access my eBay because eBay has important information within your, personal profile. So I get that. So with Card Dealer Pro, there's no link whatsoever to eBay. How do you get your items from Card Dealer Pro to eBay? It's simply through file exchange. So you're utilizing the AI and basically their template. You don't have to create a template. You don't have to download my template from 1millioncubs.com and tweak it to yours. You can tweak everything and it has, okay, this is the verbiage you need. And then basically it spits out the CSV file. You save the CSV file to your desktop or a folder, wherever. And then you go into eBay, you go to reports. Is that the tab? It's I'm in the window. It is reports. And then you go to uploads, and then you just upload the CSV that Card Dealer Pro spit out. So there's no connection between eBay and Card Dealer Pro. Let's see. Card Hobbyist. There you go. Pepino Man, what is up? He doesn't have a computer, let alone a scanner. What is up, Pepino? Let's see. Paul says, okay. So Chrono Card is 60,000 per month at 200 for eBay listings, and renewed listings count towards that like an eBay store. Aha. So that's, yeah. So there you go. So if you don't, so let me get this straight. So say you pay for the month of, we're August 31st. My mom's, shout out to mom. Today's my mom's birthday. It's August 31st. So say for the month of September, you subscribe to Chrono Card and you pay $200 for the month of September and you get 60,000. You upload 60,000. So you're saying if only 100 cards sell and they relist, you can only add 100 more for October, because then you're over the limit. If that's the case, I don't like that. With Card Dealer Pro, it's, my 10,000 for $100, and I get a new, September 18th when my new month, new 10,000 listings. So I like that. Card Hobbyist says your phone is a computer, Pepino. Let's see. Paul says, looks like Card Dealer Pro pricing isn't so bad then, since you don't have some percent of renewals eating up your listings. Pepino says, can I hook up a scanner to my phone? Probably. I'm sure you can. And your phone has a scanner. It's well, you can have a scanner app. Let's see. The Card Hobbyist. There you go. Your phone is a scanner too, technically. Just one you could possibly drop in the toilet if you're not careful, right? Absolutely. So thanks for the great questions. I'm glad I did StreamYard today because I was able to share Jenny's comment about my best offer. Potentially found a glitch within Card Dealer Pro's spit out of some their CSV with best offers. So I'm going to go actually right after I'm going to grab a second cup of coffee, go in and upload the next batch and test out to see if that's accurate. So Paul says, if all 60K were used and 100 sold, you'd only be able to post 100 new ones to eBay or upgrade your plan. Could also unlink listings by ending and selling similar. Aha! So there's a little loophole there that you can get around. Although that would take a lot of time. So I haven't used the AI, or I did Chrono Card very briefly about 4 years ago, and I'm sure a lot's changed. And it was very clunky, but I wasn't familiar with file exchange with eBay and all that. So, but I tried it again. I think I downloaded it a few months ago, and it was clunky. When I went to Card Dealer Pro, it just it was easy. And maybe that's because it's more in tune with file exchange and all that. I don't know, but everything seemed really smooth with Card Dealer Pro. Paige and DD Bean says, did you ever check out Sports Card Pro, or anyone here look into it? I have not. Sports Card Pro. Sports Card Pro. Typing in Sports Card Pro. SportsCardPro.com, free PSA, BGS. Current and historic card prices. Oh, that's interesting. So since we're on StreamYard, I'm kind of liking StreamYard. Let's see. Paul says, yeah, I think it's all about preference. They're pretty close in terms of speed. Let's see. Let's share. Chrome tab, sports card pricing. Okay, let's see. Am I sharing the whole screen? Okay. So this is sportscardpro.com. Let's just type in, I've been using the 1986 Topps Jerry Rice for all of my examples. Okay. Historic. Oh, this is cool. So is this 5? Doesn't actually go 5 years though. So here it shows in the grades, ungraded $45, 4 sales per day. And that's actually and I am glad that I'm using the 86 Topps Jerry Rice. So I sold mine. I think mine sold for 50 or 60, and it was raw. So that ungraded price is actually pretty similar to what my raw Jerry Rice rookie sold for about a week ago. It was around $50. So I do like the historic pricing, but it's not, at least on the bar graph, it says, so here's the last 6 months. Here's the last year. Oh, it doesn't. I wonder, do you have to subscribe to go back further? Because that would be a really cool tool to go back and see 5-year pricing, 10-year pricing on stuff. That's a lot of data. Interesting. Let's see. John Evans says, have a great day. Work meetings tomorrow would probably prevent me from watching live. Take care. Thanks for jumping on. Paul says, I'm really hoping CDP gets that Shopify ComC clone done soon. That would be cool. I don't use ComC or Shopify, so probably not something I'll utilize. But that's what I had for today. Thanks for some great questions. I'll have to use StreamYard on a daily basis now. Now that I've figured it out to a point, and I'm at least a little quicker on StreamYard. So thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great Wednesday. I also need to take out the trash. It's Trash Day Wednesday. So have a great day. We'll talk tomorrow. See you then. This is the part that I don't know about stream. How do I end the stream? End broadcast. See ya.